Hello guys, welcome to Clat Adda. This is the next episode dealing with a new topic, that is indices. This topic, indices, is a very small topic and a large number of questions are asked regarding this. There are small formulas that you have to keep in mind while dealing with this topic. Basically, it deals with the basic mathematical operations that are plus, minus, multiplication and division. It deals with the exponent factors of a number. Like if there will be two numbers sharing the exponent of different natural number, in this case, like for example x to the power m into x to the power n equal to x equal to m to the power plus n. Now what this equation means, x is a number which can be a whole number, most probably. Whole number and natural number, as we have discussed in the previous lecture, the only difference is that 0 is included in case of whole number. What happens that if we take these two numbers like x, it is a base and m is called an exponent. So when the bases are same, sharing different exponential value, then it will be addition of both in case of multiplication. When base is same, that is x, sharing different components, that is m and n, which are again a natural number, is equals to x to the power m plus n, the sum of the exponent. If we take an example of 2 to the power 3 into 2 to the power 4, it will be very lengthy. If we go for 2 into 2 into 2, then again 2 into 2 into 2 to the 4 times. Rather than that, what we will be doing? We will be adding it, 3 plus 4, 7. Now directly we will be multiplying the same. So this reduces time. In this, on this you didn't get an independent questions, rather you get a collaborated question, that is a attached question. Like in example, they will ask you to calculate a big number into this kind of equation. So in that you have to apply this formula and come to a conclusion rather than wasting your time. These formulas are just meant for saving your time while solving various questions. Now coming to the next mathematical operation, that is division. In case having the same base, two values are asked to be divided, like 2 to the power 3 by 2 to the power, for example, 2. Then in this case, what people generally do, they go for multiplying 2 into 2 into 2. I am giving 2 a small digit, but doesn't mean in exam you get a small digit. Even it can be a big digit like 3, 4, 3. So these kind of formulas are used. What students are in general practice, they will go for 2 into 2 into 2 for 3 times, then 2 into 2 into 2 for 2 times, and then wasting time and coming to a solution. Rather than this, by directly applying this formula, that is x to the power m minus n, in case of division, what you do, 2 to the power 3 minus 2 equal to 2. At once you come to an answer. So these formulas are basically meant not for individuals solving a question, but once you get an operation in which there are big numbers, and because in CLAT it's all about saving time management, because you know there are more questions and less time. So in order to manage it, it's very necessary to remember these kind of formulas. Now coming to our third equation, that is x to the power m into n. That is, if you get 2 or 22 for example, to the power 3 to the power 2. Now what people generally do, they go for 22 into 22 into 22 3 times, then what will be the result? They will be going to. In this case, directly you can go for multiplication of this and come to a solution rather than wasting more time. It is to be remembered that when exponent 0 is used, the answer will be 1. It can be that they can give you, for confusing, they will give you a big question like this. 4 or 5 ninths to the power 3 whole to the power 0. In this case, many students, those who are not clear with the fact what exactly 0 means, they can go for multiplication of these big number for 3 times and then going for thinking what will be the case in case of exponent 0. So it should be made very clear that when exponent 0 is used, the value will be 1 rather than wasting time multiplying this big number to the number of exponents required. Now coming to the last equation, that is any number with base being a natural number divided in a fractional form to the power a negative exponent. Now the question is that what exactly you mean by a negative exponent? The negative exponent symbolizes in a fraction the opposite of the same. That is, if the equation is of 3 by 4 to the power minus 1, anything that is negative, you need to bring it, firstly convert it to the positive. That is, you have to reverse the fraction as a whole. That is 4 by 3 to the power 1, which is equals to 4 by 3. So these, please remember these formulas, not for the sake, because this chapter is not an independent chapter. This chapter is basically used for solving big sums. So the basic formulas is, I repeat it once again, x to the power m into x to the power n equal to x m plus n. Please remember that these formulas in case of multiplication, division or in multiplication and exponent part can only be used when the base are same rather than when the base are different. For example, if it will be 2 to the power 3 into 3 to the power 3, you cannot use this formula because the bases, that is 2 and 3, are different. For applying these equations, it is very necessary that the bases should be same. So please try to remember these 2 to 3 formulas that will help you to find the answer to a big questions. Please practice these things from the materials, and all the best for your exams.